Your ships have come for me. You thought you could enclose me, but I left you a welcome gift.
What is up, everybody? Jeremy Ice and Fire here, and welcome to the channel. With episode 4 of Foundation in the books, we now take a look ahead at episode 5. And thanks to the brand new sneak peek we have of the upcoming episode, it looks like the Mule is making his presence known to the rest of the galaxy, as he showcases the extent of his capabilities. With Day making his way to Mogen in hopes of saving Song, and Dawn fleeing the Empire with Gale to join up with the Foundation, clear lines are being drawn, as the Galactic Council is seeing firsthand the threat that the Mule poses. The preview starts off with us learning that the Imperial fleet has surrounded Calgon in hopes of trapping the Mule.
Your ships have come for me. But where am I?
Whatever happened between the end of episode 4 and now, it appears that Dawn has successfully convinced them to go ahead with the enclosure. And I suppose one of the first questions we have is, which Dawn is this? After all, we did see Dawn flee with Gale at the end of episode 4, begging the question, is this that same Dawn, or did they decant another one? I suppose it could be possible that whatever mission Gale had in store with Dawn bore fruit, and maybe Dawn returned to the Galactic Council with better evidence of the Mule's threat. Either that, or Dawn fleeing with Gale caused Demerzel to decant another one. The preview scene begins with the Mule taunting the Galactic Council, with him laughing at the attempted enclosure, pointing to the possibility that he is far away from Calgon at this point, as we did see in a previous episode, a scene of him taking possession of one of the Imperial jump gates, giving him access to travel nearly anywhere.
I am Calgon, cowering, stunned face as your ships twinkle overhead.
You thought you could enclose me.
And with the Imperial fleet now gathered around Calgon, it seems the Mule has them exactly where he wants them, as he appears to have led them into a deadly trap.
It's a trap!
As the Mule apparently left them a present in the form of a cobalt spike, something he calls the Blue Death.
But I left you a welcome gift. A cobalt spike.
Blue Death.
Bad for Gates.
Bad for Calgon.
As we see him launching it into a nearby sun, creating a massive solar flare that not only destroys the jump gate, but could also potentially be his attempt of destroying the fleet around Calgon, and could potentially do a lot of damage to the planet of Calgon itself as well. It seems that once again, the Mule is 10 steps ahead of not only the Empire, but the Foundation as well. Which of course also begs the question, where exactly is the Foundation when this is taking place? Could Gale and the rest of the Foundation be nearby in hopes of combating this move, or did the Mule catch them unawares yet again? I suppose a lot of that would depend on whether or not this is the original Dawn, or if this is a new decanted one. If the original Dawn did indeed return to the Galactic Council with better evidence of the Mule's threat, then perhaps they returned with a plan as well. Either way, it appears that the war is about to begin in earnest, with the Mule destroying an Imperial jump gate and potentially attacking the fleet around Calgon as well. The war has officially arrived, and I get the feeling we're going to see a lot more destruction before it's over. And while all of this is happening, there is also the added threat of the extinction level event that is only 4 months away, something that neither Gale or Demerzel has an answer to yet, as according to Demerzel, this problem cannot be solved through psychohistory alone. But with the Mule being the clear and immediate threat, it appears they're going to have to deal with him before anything else. And speaking of decanting new empires, there's also the question of Day. In episode 4, we saw the current Day flee the palace grounds on his way to Mogen, and after learning a little bit more about its history from the hologram of Cleon I, Day is certainly not going there empty-handed. As we saw in the previous episode, a scene of him stealing one of Demerzel's tools that was originally stolen from Mogen by Cleon I. And in the returning of this holy relic, Day hopes to earn himself some goodwill upon arrival, as we know that Mogen is the center of the faith that worships robots. But as Day has recently found out from Cleon I, they have no fear of Empire, and aren't too welcoming of outsiders. And with the current Day on his way to Mogen, I suppose the next question is, has another Day been decanted as well? Or could Demerzel also be heading to Mogen in hopes of bringing him back? Whatever happens to be the case, I certainly get the feeling that Day is not going to have a warm welcome when he arrives at Mycogen. When we take a look at the Season 3 trailer, we see a few shots of the current Day being held in captivity down at Mycogen, indicating that they are not too forgiving of what Cleon I did when he first arrived, as he reportedly killed around 20,000 members of their faithful when traveling there to acquire the tools for Demerzel. So if nothing else, it seems that this current Day is going to have a very uphill battle at convincing them that he is not like Cleon I, and that he came in search of love, not war. Something that Song could potentially help him with if she is still alive and can recover her memories. But of course, those are two very big ifs, as I'm still not 100% sure if she is even alive. But I imagine we will learn the truth of the matter one way or another when Day eventually arrives at Mycogen. And if she is in fact alive, it is still going to present another problem in and of itself, as she is going to have no memory of him, as his sole purpose for traveling there is to get her back. And one could even argue that that might be a worse fate than her actually being dead, her being alive yet having no memory of him, which could be a heartbreaking end to one of the few good love stories on the show. But either way, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Day arrive at Mycogen to see what's really waiting for him down there, and how exactly will he convince them that he's not a threat. And then of course there's the question of Demerzel's storyline as well. Thanks to the massive revelation in Episode 4, we learn that it was actually her who blew up the Star Bridge, killing millions of people on Trantor in the process, all in hopes of preserving the Foundation, which in turn she hoped would preserve the Cleon dynasty. And now, 300 years later, it appears she is still incredibly conflicted over her choice and feeling massive amounts of guilt, as she still recalls all of the devastation that she caused. Devastation that she is incapable of forgetting. Which, if nothing else, I thought was an interesting bit of character development for Demerzel, showcasing the internal conflict that she has been dealing with for 300 years. And if nothing else, it's going to be interesting to see where her character goes from here. Will this guilt ultimately impact her decision-making going forward? Will she ultimately find a way to conquer this guilt, or let it consume her? One thing's for sure, it certainly seems like these next few episodes are going to be jam-packed full of events, and I certainly cannot wait to see how they all play out. The character development we're getting in Season 3 thus far has been as good or better than anything we've seen in the previous seasons, especially with these current versions of Cleons being the most intriguing ones we've seen yet, and I look forward to seeing where these characters go next. But that is going to do it for my Episode 5 preview breakdown. It certainly appears that things are coming to a head between Empire and the Mule, and will the Foundation be able to intervene in time? And what exactly is going to be waiting for Day when he arrives at Mycogen? But definitely leave your thoughts and comments down below. Is this the same Dawn that we have seen in previous episodes, or did they decant a new one? And what are you looking forward to most in Episode 5? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like on your way out and consider subscribing to stay up to date on all of our upcoming content. And don't forget to come and join us every Sunday night for a live Foundation discussion. And as always, I want to give a big thank you to everybody out there for watching, and a huge thank you to all of the channel members, and we will see you on the next one.